History has proven that with any crisis, new opportunities and ways of doing things emerge. When the dust finally settles, the changes in behaviors and the new working models going into practice now may actually become the new norm. A lot of digital technology that has been waiting in the wings, struggling to go mainstream, may finally reach a tipping point of adoption. And I believe organizations with a digital plan will be in a better position to handle the age of crisis. It is in that context I'm going to speak about digital extension framework in post COVID context. What kind of functional transformation of extension advisory service organizations are required? I'm going to share my thoughts in the following steps. I'll give one simple fact to show the good intentions of extension advisory services, and then how COVID is impacting extension advisory services across the globe, and what kind of organizations are responding well compared to the other organizations which could not adapt. And I'll give glimpses of 6 case studies using the digital systems which are adapting to the challenges posed by COVID. And the functional transformation of extension advisory service organizations need to integrate the lessons drawn from such case studies. And following that, I'll deal with few digital tools that have helped these organizations in accelerating the digital extension. I'll call it as tactical to practical. And before concluding, I'll speak about bundled or blended digital extension can be achieved only with effective digital partnerships. And for NENA region, a small proposal is given on how best the digital extension frameworks could be devised, not only for the current COVID context, but also for transformational changes that are required in the region as far as extension advisory service organizations are concerned. With more than 400,000 public extension professionals and millions of private extension professionals spread across the globe, the capabilities of extension advisory service organizations have always been underplayed. For example, if only 275 to 350 million farms gain access to the mobile based services, it is quite possible to increase the food production from 250 to 500 million more tons and 20 to 65 million fewer tons of food losses, and thereby accruing the total additional income tuning to 100 to 200 billion US dollars, and which is accounting for 3 to 6% of increase in the total production value. For doing so, we need to translate the digital extension success stories spread across the globe and transform them into the digital extension frameworks. COVID is impacting agriculture and hence extension advisory services in different ways. The farm operations, labor missions, harvest and post harvest management technologies and practices are severely affected, and there is a disruption in the markets and transport, a complete disconnect of the supply chain, and hence access to the inputs to the farmers. And credit and insurance and financial inclusion is severely affected. And it has been felt that there is a mismatch between the knowledge delivery and also service integration with such knowledge delivery. And many of the organizations have witnessed their inability to adapt so quickly, thereby not catering to the immediate information and service needs of the farmers. And all this is making farmers more vulnerable. Based on the critical analysis of various digital extension projects that are in vogue across the globe, we arrived at a conclusion that basically there are three hierarchical levels of digital extension models. The digital as usual models basically focus on the conventional functionalities, but I am more interested in digital enablers and digital disruptors, which are providing the extension organizations the capability to cater to the emerging functional requirements of smallholder farmers. For example, the mobile computer networks, portals, and apps, and even simple SMS push or the video shows are giving the organizations an opportunity to provide the market access, greater arbitrage, and personalization of the advisories and input supply to certain extent, and also the financial inclusion to the smallholder farmers. And the advanced cloud and mobile computing, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, big data analytics, distributed ledger technologies, and GPS are providing immense opportunities to the organizations to provide data driven personalization as far as services are concerned at micro level, at an individual farm level, and marginalized farmers level. And the coordination of transportation, traceability, and aggregation models are emerging so fast that every smallholder farmer today is capable of accessing everything which benefits him as far as raising his livelihood is concerned. And we know that those organizations which readily accepted the digital revolution and tweaked the existing already existing digital systems that are in place to suit to the covid kind of exigencies, those are the organizations where we have seen the success in responding to the immediate requirements of the smallholder farmers. Having said that, let me give you the glimpses of few case studies wherein which different organizations have tweaked the already existing digital systems to cater to the needs of the smallholder farmers in the context of COVID. The constraints which we have already discussed, like markets and transport and disruption in the supply chain, has been addressed by the organizations like Farm IT in Kenya, which has been providing the farmers with agronomic support, market linkages with an e-commerce solution. For example, the Zambia-based eMisika. Similarly, while maintaining the social distancing, the market platforms such as Mkulima Yang, Gsoko are connecting the farmers to suppliers and distributors, helping produce reach to the traders and the consumers. Because a farmer is a producer and a consumer as well. The digital has been helping the organizations in keep on tracking. For example, the green lanes of EU, European Union, and China and many other countries. The green channels to connect the production areas with the urban outbreak hotspots are providing the quick opportunities to the smallholder farmers to sell their produce and also to get access to the produce or commodities which they require. The digital has seen the accelerated use as far as many countries social protection measures and social safety networks are concerned, and financial inclusion as well. For example, in Brazil, China, India, and Italy, where it is responding by postponement of the rural credit payments, a reduction and exemption of agriculture credit guarantee related expenses, and support for the cold storage and preservation, and finally, financial inclusion. The digital has helped the organizations, both government and private as well. We have few case studies of IFAD as well in Colombia and Guatemala. In the COVID kind of context, creating lasting profits for the farmers everywhere essentially requires a perfect match between the knowledge and service coordination. That's what the Ghana Farmer Line is doing by way of farmer education, input finance, and market access using the digital technologies. A case study from India wherein which the I teams are using the toll-free number for the local aggregation of the smallholder farmer produce is a perfect example as how nation level e-national agriculture markets can really benefit the smallholder farmers if only we are providing the local aggregation support to the smallholder farmers. Serving farmers differently in the post-COVID context requires a complete functional transformation of extension organizations. While analyzing 105 digital extension projects or organizations across the globe, we found that there are critical opportunities to tweak the digital systems that are already in place, whether it is in advisory or planning, platforms for bulk purchase, bringing the insurance to the doorsteps of smallholder farmers, credit remittances and savings as far as pre-production functionalities are concerned. Even in the production front, there are several organizations which have inbuilt digital systems which are having the capabilities to bring the functional transformation of extension organizations. For example, in support of agri-hubs or SMEs are bringing the complete transformation into the value chain to benefit the smallholder farmers. We have a cafeteria of options as provided in the slide. We can draw very good lessons even in the post-production scenario, where in which many organizations have used effectively the advanced digital tools in way of market access, women, youth, SME development, transportation and aggregation, bringing in traceability and using the Internet of Things, and what kind of functional transformation is possible with different tools. We have different case studies as shown in this slide. Sure, there is a radical transformation in the new extensionist job chart. In pre-production, production, and post-production scenarios, we have different advanced digital tools which have enabled the organizations to cater to the immediate service needs of the smallholder farmers. Providing the farmers with what they want on real-time basis warrants the complete transformation of the organizations. The transformation which was not possible a decade ago is now possible thanks to the availability accessibility of the latest digital tools. For example, the digital payments, aggregation, procuring the produce from the farmers directly, and warehouse slips and e-vouchers direct to the consumers, which was never thought of in the recent past in the history of extension, is now possible. Once the organizations have decided to transform the functional requirements of the functionalities of extension, they can choose from the cafeteria of digital tools that could be used for transforming the livelihoods of smallholder farmers. Right from content management systems, decision support systems, or management information systems at macro level, which can enable the micro level digital extension advisories and digital apps, and also harnessing the big data analytics for modeling solutions and sensory proximity devices in unmanned aerial vehicles or Internet of Things or sensors. And the digital networking solutions such as blockchain or the mobile wallets can also transform the provision of extension services to the smallholder farmers. We all have already witnessed how the e-commerce platforms and the remittances are possible to benefit the smallholder farmers. Across the value chain and among the digital tools, because no single organization can cater to a cafeteria of information and service needs of smallholder farmers. The digital partnerships are required. I can give a simple example of how conventional extension advisory services are provided at regional level and district level weather forecast and market prices, which may be of no use. We need to envelop this kind of generalized extension advisory services by way of integrating with geolocation, mobile money, and the organizations which can provide the traceability, mobile money, and geolocation facilities, so that a farmer can get access to the weather insurance, agricultural insurance, Uber model, data analytics of weather, crop prices, and livestock, whatnot, and to provide farmers what they want. It is incumbent organizations which need to come together and build the digital partnerships. While building such digital partnerships, majority of the conventional organizations feel shy away from the digital startups, tech and fintech companies and digital startup agencies. And we made an analysis of a few tech and fintech agri startups, wherein which they are providing the precision agriculture, market access, knowledge transfer, access to the inputs, local level aggregation, financial inclusion, and networking of the organizations, and unique identification number enabled services. And we need to bring the learnings from the digital startups to the mainstream extension organizations so that ultimately a farmer is going to get benefited. And to what level this kind of flexibility should be enjoyed by the digital startups and conventional organizations need to be worked out into a strategy. The extension organizations in NENA region can act as the bridging organizations to bring together various stakeholders, financial service providers, third party technology providers, anchor agribusinesses, or last mile connectivity stakeholders, or any single stakeholder organization or digital startup agency which is catering to the information and service needs of smallholder farmers in an innovative way. They need to be brought into a broader framework of extension advisory system within the NENA region so that a country specific, location specific, and farmer specific services are provided. Similarly, in the production front as well, the digital extension framework can be worked out at various hierarchical levels. I'm not getting into the details. The much needed real time mission critical post production services to the smallholder farmers can be provided at various hierarchical levels, whether it is on product traceability platforms for priority commodities or aggregation models at local level or building the complementary systems around nation level e markets. You name anything which will improve the livelihoods of smallholder farmers, this kind of digital extension framework will be capable of catering to such needs. This kind of digital extension framework can only be possible when the governments and the private sector come together hand in hand with the sole objective of catering to the needs of the smallholder farmers. Last few minutes, we have seen the good intentions of extension advisory services and how COVID is going to be a tipping point for transformational changes in the extension organizations. And we have dealt with a few case studies, we have drawn few lessons, and we identified the combination of digital tools which are required for the functional transformation of extension organizations and what kind of digital partnerships are required to rope in various stakeholder organizations to cater to the needs of the smallholder farmers. And finally, we have proposed a small digital extension framework for NENA region in the post COVID context. Thank you very much for your kind attention.